know your market and know what loan you're going to get. So if in my market, the houses are generally $200,000 and I know that I want to use a 5% conventional loan, I need to know that, I need to have 5% of $200,000 saved up and ready to go in the bank. And I would say you should have more than just that 5% because you're going to have closing costs and you're going to have you're not going to want to be dead broke when you make this transaction. You want to give yourself a little bit of a buffer there. So start with understanding what number you need. So for myself, I knew I safely, comfortably needed about $15,000. And I moved out here to Grand Rapids after college, found a fairly inexpensive apartment with friends that we rented, and kept my expenses low. And that first year, I just sacked away and saved in that Ally account as much as I could. And I think a lot of people, what keeps them from saving is they look at their bank at the end of the month and like, I just don't make enough. And I'll tell you, I accumulated close to $25,000, $100, $200, $300 at a time, just consistently putting it in there. It's just like compound interest. One day you look up, it's like, oh shit, I got $6,000. And then the next milestone is hitting 10 grand, right? And then 15. It adds up if you're disciplined and if you continuously do it. So I would say it took me about a year to accumulate. That was about $20,000 or so. And that was plenty to do what I needed to do on my first deal.
Awesome. And, a lot of people listening probably don't have the money saved up to buy a house hack yet, but, using a system like that, like you're using and giving it up to a year, I mean, they can eventually save up for it. It seems like a long time, but when you kind of flip the perspective and you look at you did a 5% down deal. What if you were just going to buy a rental property and not move into it and not house hack it? You're going to have to do 20 to 25% down. 20%. And how long is it going to take you to save that up?
Yeah,
it's going to take 4 or 5 years if it's taking you a year to save up the 5%. So, getting into that house hack quicker is nice. And I always tell people, like, you can let off the gas once you get into that house hack, just depending on how fast you want to go. Yeah. But because you're cutting out your rent payment and your mortgage payment, you're all of a sudden saving hundreds of dollars a month that you weren't saving before. So if there's a couple things that you want to bring back into your life that you cut out prior to that, it's totally acceptable to do that. So you can make
the coffee I'm drinking.
There we go.
The $3 coffee. That whole year of ramping up and saving, very diligent and cut the minor expenses. And now, I'm continuing to save, and I have that extra layer that I was, the extra $500 I was used to spend on rent. Now I don't. So I indulge in, a nice coffee every once in a while.
Saving on a $5 coffee isn't really going to make you rich compared to saving on your rent and saving on your
100%
car payment and
couldn't agree more.
So many other things. Yeah. So, you don't have to cancel your Netflix subscription if you don't want to.
No, certainly not.